Hello and welcome back to another cheapo eBay unboxing. After the success, if you like, of my previous Gutzold diesel, which I actually really liked once I got it going, another Gutzold locomotive turned up on eBay, which is a steam engine. I thought I'd like to see what their steam engines are like. The bidding started at £20. I bid £21 and a few pence. No one else bid on it at all, which in some ways is worrying because maybe they're awful. Consequently, I won it for 20 quid. So there it is in front of you. I've already taken it out of its outer box because it had so much tape on it. I pretty much needed a road drill to get through it. And then the box it was in was so tight I couldn't get the bloody thing out. And no one wants to spend 15 minutes watching an old geezer trying to open a bloody box. So I've deleted that bit, but that's how it came out of the box. Now the seller described this as runs but noisy with a tatty box. I think he's right about the tatty box. Anyway, let's have a closer look. So just have a closer look at the box. There we go. I don't know what any of that means off the top of my head. So I don't think this loco is called a G23, but that's probably their model number. I'll just take off the sticker from the seller. There's a couple of elastic bands around this trying to hold the box together. Nothing on the back, so let's just try and extract this without everything falling apart. So we take the box part away, stick that out of the way, and there she is. So this must be a BR52, I'm guessing. It's a 410O with a big chunky, what are they called, condenser tender, I'm not sure. Also, going by the weight from that end, it's a tender drive. That's not a problem. So let's get it out and have a slightly closer look at what we got here. So there's the tender. That is heavy. That is heavy. Plenty of moulded detail. The moulded coal looks pretty good, actually. Quite impressed with that, but everything else is moulded. The fans on the top. Let me just adjust the light. If I ever have to adjust the light when because it's dim all the time at the moment down in sunny Devon. Yeah, so it looks all right, doesn't it? It's got those sort of rubbery, wobbly buffers again, which I don't mind at all. Lots of rivet work, nice ladder. Both sets of wheels are driven by the feel of it. Traction tyres. That one looks a bit iffy. I've got some that will fit this now though, so if I need to change them I will. Lovely big flanges to hopefully eliminate too many derailments. And presumably that's where the loco clips on there, so no, obviously no electrical connection between the two. Right, let's put that down and have a look at the loco. Yeah, this is very light, so it's definitely a proper tender drive. Very light and quite plasticky actually. Oh, and there's also in the box a bit of a con rod there, and that's plastic, so I don't know where that's come off of. We'll find it. Also, this front is very loose. See that? I don't know if that should have a screw somewhere. I can't see anywhere to put one. There's one under there. maybe. And it's also, just notice there's pickups on this. That's interesting. Why would there be pickups on this? Lights, I guess. Maybe it picks up, it's got its own little circuit for some lights on the front. Those, possibly. Yeah, maybe they light up. Or should light up, I don't know whether they will. Just have a look, see if I can make anything out there. Yeah, it looks like there's a bit of, I don't know actually, maybe not. It looked like there was a bit of a small strip of copper there, but no, I think that's a light channel. Yeah, it's a bit of a light channel going up there. So these wheels are pretty stiff, I've got to say. Let's zoom that back out again. And there's that bit of running gear that's come off, I reckon then. Yeah, there, it's come off there. It's there. It must clip compared to the other side up in there somewhere. I'll have a closer look at that in a minute. I'll do that off camera though. But yeah, these wheels are pretty stiff. I mean, like I always do with these, I'm going to run it as it's come to start with, and we'll see what it's like. But I think overall the moulding's pretty good. Not too bad at all, is it? Oh, look at the cab, look. I think there's a possibility there could, if they'd have wanted to, fit the motor in there. Don't you think? That's pretty interesting that there's that bloody great gap, that great big hole where you can see right to the front, well pretty much the front, we can see a weight in there. Yeah, nothing like a bit of realism. Yeah. No, I don't know what's gone on there. It's a bit weird. Maybe they had a standard cab and the motor wouldn't fit or something. Don't know, weird, isn't it? Yeah, but overall I don't think that's too bad. Right, I'm going to see if I can fit the a bit of running gear on to see if that's actually broken or not. And then I'm not going to give it any oil or anything, we're just going to try and run it. Yeah, that running gear is a bit stiff, although it's got a bit of a click there as well. Yeah, but we're going to run it as it is, see if it'll even move, and yeah, and then see if there's anything we can do to make it any better. Or it could be perfect straight away. Somehow I doubt it. Right, back in a minute. Right, it's all on the track as you can see. I couldn't fit that bit of running gear on. I will be able to if I take the top of this off, if it comes off. So rather than try and bend and scrape things to try and get it on, I'm going to see if we can get the top of that off. I mean, it seems to be half hanging off anyway, so it should do. So let's give this some power. I've turned off the class 66 there to take away any other noise. Right, let's see what happens. Right, I'm turning it up. Oh, it's buzzing. Still buzzing. I don't think the seller was wrong when he said it's a bit noisy. Don't think I needed to turn off that Bachmann diesel just to hear that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can back it out over these points and give it a couple of laps to see if it eases any, because it might not. But if it starts to get too bad, I'll stop it straight away. So let's try and get it out. Done the points, all right. crossovers. Yeah, managed the crossovers as well, including that awful Lima one. Right, let's send it round just to see if the sound eases a bit with a bit of running. Pretty impressive racket though. Hang on, we've hit something. Must be a bit wider than everything else to clip the bridge. Don't know if there's any lights working. Well, I had to stop that with all that screaming because before I start getting noise complaints, that was pretty loud. So I guess what we've got to do, usual, see if it needs greasing, see if it needs a bit of oil, see if we can even get it apart. So we're going to start with the loco end. And as I said, this is very loose, but I'm wondering, something is holding it on at the back, so it wouldn't hurt to give the wheels a bit of a clean as well. So what I'm going to do, let's get that out, take that screw out. There's my screwdrivers. We'll see if that comes apart. I'm interested to see what's in this. Well, more so the motor, to be honest, but so does that just lift off now? Let's have a look. Got to be so careful with this running gear because it is definitely all plastic. Well, most of it's plastic anyway. It doesn't want to come out. What's holding that in? Right, something's holding that in. But it wasn't that screw, interestingly. Unless it's a clip. Hang on, please pull that forward. Right, leave that with me. Right, I got it. See those two clips in there? I need to push them together and then the top should come off. Right, let's give that a go. Right, that was easy. Just squeeze them two together, it just drops off. And there doesn't seem to be anything that should hold it at the front. Looks like we may have a problem here with the running gear as well somehow. And there is indeed a bulb in there, look. I don't know if you can see the bulb in there, and some sort of light channel which doesn't look like it works particularly well. Interesting design though. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give these wheels a once over and give these axles a bit of oil because it's very, very stiff, and fix that bit of running gear and see what's going on there. Before we do that, we'll just have a look in the bottom of the main body. So there's a bit of weight in there. I think the moulding's pretty good. It's just like early Fleischmann or something. It's quite well done, I think. That's a separately fitted part there. No, I don't think it's that bad. Let's see if we can get it going. Right, I'll be back in a minute. So the main loco has had a bit of an oil and a fix up, and it runs much smoother now. Much better, but I do notice the bloody running gears come up, and that is a bit of a pain. It just pushes together. You can see the hole where that bit's fallen off there. It just sits in that hole, and obviously because it's that bit there sits in that hole, and obviously because it rotates, you can't glue it. It's a bit loose, and then at the other end you just push clips down here. So I'll leave that there for a minute, we'll come back to that. But now we're going to have a look at this. Now I don't know how this comes apart. I can't see any screws or anything at all, so, well, apart from those, and I don't think it's them. Looks like there might be one missing there. And my guess is it's clips. Oh yeah, there's a bit of movement. Yes, look, just clips. Yeah, see the clips there. Nearly. Oh, here we go. There's some serious scrap metal in there, look. Now I don't want that falling out on my foot. All those little rubber buffers. And here we are. A little interesting little motor in there. Let's adjust the light a little bit. Blimey. How dry do those gears look? Doesn't look like there's ever been any lubrication on them ever. The motor looks in decent nick apart from that though. Right, so I'm going to give that a few dabs of oil in there where necessary, and a little bit of Trix grease on the gears. And surely that must quieten it up. But they do look pretty damn dry. Like them. It's not as if there's any old lubrication in there. Interesting looking motor though. Right, I won't bother with that on camera, but yeah, just going to dab of oil there and there, a bit of grease, and then we'll run it again and see what happens. Right, so we're all back together. Interestingly, I don't know if you can see them, pickups on this run on the wheel treads. Yeah, you can see them better on that one, which is not ideal because of all the crap it'll pick up, but interestingly they were all really clean. So this is all down a bit of an oil, bit of quick grease up. Don't think it's ever going to be quiet, is it? So I think what we need to do is to find out how much it weighs, because this is a bit chunky. The tender on its own is 355. As a total thing, 496. And I found out why this was falling apart. It's just simply that front screw that holds the bogie on was loose, and that holds the front on. So that's a bit weird how that happened. All these wheels have had an oil and a bit of a clean up, and it's still a bit stiff, but it's not as stiff as it was. The running gear fixed is a serious pain in the arse because it's so fiddly and it is all plastic. This is obviously not great, but once the body's on it doesn't fall apart as much. I hope. So let's get this back together and we'll see if it's managed to get it to quieten down a bit. Probably not. Well, it might take a bit of running to get there, but we'll see. Back in a minute. Right, all back together. I think it is a good looking thing. If it runs, well, that's 20 quid of anybody's money in my opinion. Anyway, let's test out the noise. At the moment, none, because nothing's happening. Hang on, what's going on here? Set point's not set right, I think. Let's try it now. I think it's less of quietening down the sound, as it's more just sort of change the pitch. I guess these older locos weren't built for quietness, were they? Alright, let's send it out. And we'll just send it round, give it a few laps. I think that may be the best we're ever going to get it. Well, that's now been running for about 10 minutes or more, and it hasn't really quietened down any, so that's probably the best we're going to get it. Certainly improved its running, if not the sound. Yeah, it's not too bad. I can't give it anything to pull because it's got that silly KD coupling on the back that I need to get off, and I've got no no American-based stuff to hand at all in a minute. Anyway, what do you think of that? A Gutzold, what was it, G23 for exactly £20. This now runs better than when it first got here. If you've got any information on this one, I would love to know. Yeah, I'm happy with that. It's very difficult to see, but in the dark the lights actually do work, but they're very, very dim. I'm not quite sure how the light gets from the bulb to the lamps on the front, but somehow it does, but it's very, very dim. So let us know what you think of this one. Worth the 20 quid or waste of money? Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye for now.